of the world, different phrases coming from different places. Let's gather round as one, reach for each other's hands, lifting each other up. One world, one tribe, that's how we thrive. One heart, sharing thoughts and mind. One life to live, to share and to give, celebrating each other in confidence and power. Tribong kapapaihan, let's celebrate. Iwagay-wag ang pagiging magiging. We rise above, 'cause we are moved by love. Inspired and empowered, let's begin. Tribe of women, let's celebrate. Iwagay-wag ang pagiging magiging. We rise above, 'cause we are moved by love. Inspired and empowered, let's begin. We Are Inspired and Empowered webinar series is a project of Soroptimist International of Caloocan City. Single mother to a pet beagle is her adage. And like all strong mothers, she stays on top of everything, whether it be this young CEO's own needs or the production process of KindLens. KindLens is an advocacy project whose purpose is to augment the digital presence of small business owners by providing free photography and graphic design services. To date, KindLens has been able to help around 100 businesses sell their products online during these difficult times. Everyone, please give a heartfelt welcome to the founder, account manager, and social media manager of KindLens, Miss Tammy de los Reyes. Good morning, Tammy!
Hi, good morning, Lisa.
Hello! Thank you very much for gracing our occasion talaga. For gracing our...
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, oo, kasi nakakatuwa naman kasi actually, just to let our viewers know, I've heard about this project of yours through your dad. Kasi nabanggit nga niya that you have this thing
Stage
called...
father.
Oh, stage father talaga, di ba? This thing called KindLens. But before that, for our viewers, can you please tell us more about yourself? Just a brief background of what you do and stuff like that.
Sure. So, icebreaker muna.
Okay.
I'm a single mom to a beagle.
Wow!
O, diba? I'm a furrent. Her name is Sunday. I've
How
been...
cute.
So, something, professional about myself. Professional. So, I've been with the advertising / production industry for 8 years now. I've lost track, but so I took film in the University of the Philippines. But even if I took film as a course, I think even prior to college or selecting my course, I've always wanted to get into advertising, no matter what.
All right.
So there, I took film, and then soon after graduating, I shifted somewhat to another industry, which is advertising. So there, some notes about myself.
Yeah. And I've heard that you're into this. Are you into this photography thing or not really? It's advertising per se.
Sure. So, aside from advertising, or kasi when I was a kid, I've always been interested with the looming billboards in Guadalupe, commercials that I usually see. At the time, Channel 2.
Oh, yes.
Channel 2, Channel 7. So there were really interesting commercials then. And I just knew when I was a kid na I've always wanted to come up with these, lalo na yung mga fun concepts of commercials. Not so much the product-heavy ones, but the fun ones. And then, but apparently, even when I was still in high school or when I was in college, I've always had this passion for photography. I mean, I didn't really know na it was, aside from it being a technical thing, I didn't know na it was such a big thing. I just knew na I was fond of photos, but mostly taking them, not really being the subject of the portrait or of the photo. Basta I just knew na I like taking photos. And then in college, we had black and white photography. So we were really involved in, the old school camera talaga na film.
Yeah.
Film talaga. And then we had to develop, we had the luxury of developing our own
Yes.
photos in our
I
makeshift.
like that term. I like the term luxury of
Yes.
developing,
Yes.
which we do not have now anymore.
Yes. Hindi ko nga sure kung alam pa ng mga kidilets or bagets yun ngayon, di ba?
Yes,
Yung
exactly.
camera. But anyway, because of that experience, I was really, I guess, more involved in taking photos kasi we really had to take photos in that class. I didn't know then that, I had an eye or if there was such a thing na you have an eye for photography, di ba? Well, pumasa naman ako with a high grade, so I guess binasbasa naman ako ng prof ko
Yeah, that's good.
na saying na, okay, pwede ka na, darling. Mag-photography. But anyway, that really sparked parang or sort of ignited my interest in taking photos. Again, with the dawn of the digital age, we now have our phone cameras, right? Not really. Of course, dumaan ako sa SLR, but then soon after that, medyo naging techy na yung mga phones natin. Everything was now being shot sa iPhone or whatever mobile device you have, and that was still a thing for me. I mean, I still enjoyed taking photos, even if it was just through my phone. And parang I felt like it was really a platform to express oneself, diba?
Correct.
I was exploring different subjects, whether it was outdoor, street photography,
Yeah.
candid photos, stuff like that. So anyway, I really had the passion for photography. The problem was, parang I never really had the chance to, or I was,
Explore it. Parang
yeah,
ganun.
I was mostly scared to say or to kind of, announce to the world na, hey guys, I'm a photographer. Kasi
Correct.
unless you build like a good portfolio, it's really difficult to parang to
Claim something.
to claim, exactly, to claim na, okay guys, I'm good in photography. So
Okay.
it's really been, if anything, it's really been just, stuck in, parang stored in my archives, the photos that I took, or I guess in my personal social media accounts like Instagram, yung mga artsy photos. It's always just been there. But I could never, even when I was in advertising already, it was difficult to say or to just claim that, hey guys, you know what, I'm actually also into photography. Because there are so many good photographers, by the way. There are so many talented people, skilled people in the Philippines.
Just like singers. Just like singers.
Exactly.
Isa isang tumpok ang tawag natin.
Exactly. Tapos, parang I was also scared kasi there are other people who actually took photography as a course. Compared to me na I didn't really study it, diba? So there, I guess that parang it never really came out in my career ever na, okay, I'm into photography. So it's always just been
A side
passion.
job or something.
Yes, correct.
Alright. Okay, so, ibig sabihin, it's been, how do you say this? A lifelong passion of yours. Photography has always been a passion of yours, which you didn't get to explore earlier, but now during the pandemic, I think you're really doing very well in this kind lens that you have. So we got inspired to schedule this interview with you, no, because of this project. Can you please tell us the story of Kindlands and what inspired you to do such a noble thing for our Filipino small food biz owners? And tell us the story behind Kindlands.
Sure. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, so um, during the before the lockdown, before the pandemic, I sort of quit my job in the advertising industry because I was being dreamy and thinking
Okay.
that maybe I could look for greener pasture elsewhere. Just like, any other person experiencing the quarter life crisis, diba? So anyway, I went out of the Philippines and tried exploring elsewhere. But the pandemic hit, so it forced me to go back home. Anyway, so of course, during the lockdown during the pandemic, everyone was in quarantine, everyone was cooped up in their households. I didn't have a job then because I just recently quit my position in the advertising industry, and then I was thinking, what what can I do with my time? I suddenly had so much time. But the tricky part with the pandemic is suddenly people have a lot of time, but then people are quarantined. Like you may feel that your activities, definitely your activities going outside will be limited.
Yes.
So what I did was, what can I do to help me at the same time help others? Because again, during the pandemic, I observed so many industries getting hit hardly by the virus. I mean, I noticed that a lot of bigger restaurants were hit because they had to
Yeah.
close.
Mm,
A lot of jobs were lost, and eventually, a lot of people were just being creative in their own way and starting their own small business. And
correct.
hence, SMEs, biglang nagsulputan lahat ng mga food businesses, right? Biglang lahat magaling magluto and
Yes.
mag
In fact, I was talking to our other speaker a few days back, si
Mhm.
Trina, big Trina Belamide. Which by the way is a good friend. So
Mhm.
sabi niya, daming nagsulput ng iba-ibang klaseng banana loaf.
Exactly.
Diba?
Banana bread, ube
Iba-ibang version.
Al. Correct. Correct. Anyway, so with that, I figured I should actually start my own business, right? But
Correct.
obviously or my own project. But obviously the food say business was getting saturated, and honestly hindi naman ako magaling magluto. So
Okay.
I was like, what can I do? What can I do to enhance my creativity at the same time give back to
Correct.
to our community. Then at first ano to isipang gutom lang to eh. At first, anong gagawin ko para makakain ako? Because nga wala akong trabaho. What can I do to to put food on the table? And then literally it hit me. I was like, what if I offer to take photos of these food products for free? I was not only helping our SMEs in our local community. At the same time, I told myself, hey, I can also build my portfolio, my photography portfolio without much pressure. Kasi before,
Correct.
it was, at least before or pre-pandemic, for you to build your portfolio, you're going to have to schedule a shoot,
Oh
ask,
yeah.
ask a talent,
Oh yes.
pay a talent obviously for their time and effort to join you, right? But at least in this case, I was thinking, oh, they can just send their products, and it's basically me helping them promote their business better.
Correct.
Kasi I also saw that there were a lot of people who were good chefs, good bakers, but not necessarily good marketers or good good photographers. So,
Correct.
minsan
Yeah.
sayang din yung effort nila, right? If they are not able to advertise.
To present their
Exactly.
properly.
So, that's where we came in. Syempre, ako naman being the eldest, dinamay ko yung mga siblings ko to help me with this project, di ba? Parang tagamando ako. So I was like, what if we start this small business? Actually, it wasn't even a business. It was really an advocacy project at the time. Because we were just really helping SMEs for free. At the same time, we were able to help and gather a lot of friends along the way. Kasi syempre, along the way, you get to hear inspiring stories
Yes.
from these SMEs. Kasi people would message me na, hey, actually, I lost my job, but this is what I'm doing right now. I saw your page. Can you please help us? Can you please take our photos, etc., etc. And the whole experience was really parang heartwarming for me. Kasi I honestly learned a lot from that whole experience. Not only enhancing your photography skills or your passion for photography, but also getting to know yung difficulties and challenges of other people.
Yeah, right.
At the same time, I've also met new friends along the way. Kasi what happened was, syempre, we were offering our service or our support for free. There were actually several clients we met along the way na umulit sa amin. But this time, they were willing na to give us like a friendly compensation. So with that, parang Kindlens, actually up to now, Kindlens is still a advocacy project. But now we sort of grew a small market already, which allows us to get paid na or to get a friendly compensation for our services. So,
Which started with the sincere desire to help others, diba?
correct. It really that whole advocacy really came out from the thought of giving back to community, helping in that time of need.
Correct.
It was really bad last year. I mean,
Yeah.
the cases right now obviously are getting worse, but I could really feel na last year it was bad and parang
Because it was like we were groping in the dark, diba? Kaya parang hindi pa natin alam what to expect. Most especially March, April, May, nung nagsa-start pa lang.
Yes.
Yeah, it was that bad, diba?
it was really that bad. We started that advocacy project around August last year. And at first, syempre, to start or initiate that kind of project, syempre, the first people I reached out to were friends of mine who I knew had small food businesses. And in a matter of weeks or in a month, nagulat na lang ako because the whole project ballooned. Like there were people reaching out to me whom I really didn't know, and out of Metro Manila pa, and they're willing to like send their products. So I'm like, parang I was happy at the same time, syempre pressured because they're really gonna go out of their way to send me their products. Then I should be, part of my responsibility then was really
To make it good.
Exactly, to give back to these people. And I'm happy to, as of now, to have served at least, I think, more than 100 businesses already. We've shot about, I can't even count anymore, but more than 300 products, gained so many calories from all the
the samples.
to our family, and it was really a happy experience. glad to say now, up until now, we are really focused and dedicated to still offering this service for free to local businesses out there or just starting pa lang. Because the pandemic is still ongoing and people are every day are still getting hit
Correct, correct.
by this virus. So there. Um,
Ang galing, Tammy. I'm so proud of you.
that is our humble project pa lang.
Diba? But humble, but as what you've said, it ballooned. So, ang daming natulungan na tao because of this, di ba? Yun nga, as what I've said a while ago, it just started with, well, aside from the passion to take photos, it all started with yung sincerity mo to help other people, right?
Yes.
So, given this, so we always hear the words, you yourself, you chose to be a victor rather than a victim of this pandemic situation. So, we always hear those words, no? Choose to be a victor, not a victim. But really, in this time of pandemic, how does a person like you, like what you did, get inspired to make a difference and move towards empowerment?
Okay. That is actually a very good question. Most people may find it easy to answer, but honestly, from my end, after sharing this whole story with you, of course, it may all seem happy and bright, right? But of course, I've had my share of ups and downs throughout this pandemic.
True.
It has not been easy, honestly. Especially with a year now into lockdown, there's really such a thing as what we call COVID fatigue.
Yes.
There are some days wherein you're just really positive and you just really want
Correct.
you really want to move forward, right? But then there are days that hit you really, and they just parang it slaps you in the face now. What is happening? What are you doing? Sometimes you may feel that it's unfair because
True.
because the pandemic, you may feel like time has been stolen from you.
True,
And
true.
the pandemic has limited or may have limited things that you wanted to do, like going out, traveling, exploring the world, things like this, no. But putting all of this together, at the end of the day, it's really a matter of choosing what you want for yourself.
True.
Is
Tama.
it, do you want to maximize your
Your free time, di ba?
yes, I want to say your life, right? Because technically, living today is technically part of your life, right?
Correct.
So it's really a matter of you choosing to maximize your life, being creative with what you have,
Right.
knowing or accepting what is essential in your life
True.
versus being eaten by your emotions, letting the pandemic stop you from doing other things that you want, right? So it's really going to take a lot of you to accept this situation.
True.
But I think once you've accepted it, face on.
You're on your way.
Yes.
Diba?
Once you've accepted it fully, then you will be able to come up with other things to do with your time.
Yeah, and to plan. Yeah.
Exactly. Again, now that you've understood what's essential in your life, which is family, health,
Yes.
I guess basic necessities, right? You can now use your effort and time to grow these things
Tama.
and to move forward, right? And always remember that even during a pandemic, there is always an opportunity for everyone.
Tama.
As long as you push for it, right?
Right.
I guess learning to just say yes to possibilities.
Tama.
Before, when I was in the advertising industry, though it has really helped me become the person I am now, I just felt that I was limited to one career path or parang one job. But right now, as I guess I want to call myself a freelancer. As a freelancer, I feel more open despite the pandemic. Parang there's still a lot of opportunities. There's still a lot of opportunities out there. You just need to learn to say yes to these things and accept the situation. So again, I hope that sort of serves as an inspiration for people who are feeling down. And
Definitely.
yes, and yun nga, it's really okay to feel down as well. Obviously, no one is perfect. We are not machines.
Correct.
We
We are feeling people, you know,
we are built to
emotional
feel.
people.
Correct. We are built to feel, and that's totally okay. That's totally perfect. Again, these feelings will eventually bring out the best in you.
True.
I feel that can be a thing. Because it didn't me. It didn't me. Obviously, I didn't start Kind Lens or my advocacy project with a happy note. I mean, I came from ano rin, parang I came from somewhere below, diba? But I guess there's no other way to go but up. So
Correct. Oh, that's so nice. Actually, very inspiring what you did in this story. I hope a lot of people got inspired today. You
thanks.
viewers, ganyan. And ano, true no, I like that ano, I'm taking note of that. Say yes to possibilities. Because if you keep saying no, that's not possible, wala kang mararating. Tama 'yon, 'di ba? As
Yes.
in para positive ang outlook in life, no? Always say yes to possibilities. I like that ano, what you said, no? So there you go, Tammy. Thank you very much. It was such a nice story. I enjoyed it seriously and sincerely. I enjoyed the story because I always like stories about people moving despite challenges, yung ganon. So, 'di ba? I always like those ano para you can make a difference and it's okay to, as what you've said, it's okay to feel down at first because that's normal. Parang wala naman yata taong hindi na down nung nangyari ang pandemic, yung ganon.
Sure.
Kahit yung
Sure.
pinakamagaling na tao dyan, ganun din ang naramdaman. So, it's okay. But you have to be able to pick yourself up after a while. So there you have it. Thank you very much, Tammy. And
Having me.
yeah, we hope to have a pictorial also for you to do something for us sa Kindlands. Ganun
Sure,
klase.
sure. Just message me anytime.
Diba? Soon, I will call you about something.
Na bakunahan na tayo.
Yun na.
Magkita tayo.
Correct. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.
She belongs to the congregation of the Franciscan Missionaries of Mary. She has been a religious sister for 21 years. She graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Studies, major in Computer Technology in De La Salle University in 1994, and joined PAC BBDO Inc. for 3 years before entering the convent. As a religious, she was assigned in different posts in different parts of the country, journeying with poor communities of Veruela, Agusan del Sur, Botolan, Zambales with the Aitas, taught in their catechetical school in Cubao, Sariaya, Quezon, and the most recent is with the youth of Kapatirang San Jose Homeowners Association in Brookside, Bagong Silangan. Give a warm welcome to Sister Maricris Licup, FMM. good afternoon, Sister Maricris Licup, FMM.
Wow, kompletong-kompleto.
Yes, kumpleto
Hello,
kasi baka
Liz.
magkamali ako.
Hi.
Hello, Sis Mac. We call her Sis Mac, ladies and gentlemen. So, Sister Mac ang tawag namin sa kanya. Because, yun, we're friends, kanyan. We did some projects before na para sa itong pag-uusapan natin ngayon na isang barangay or homeowners association na tinulungan nila Sister Mac sa bagong silangan. But before that, can you tell our viewers something about yourself? Kung paano nag-umpisa ang lahat at kung paano ka actually nag-umpisa na maging madre and all. So, there.
Okay. So in reality, I have no ambition of becoming a sister. It was not my dream.
Okay.
Pero siguro I have an aunt who is also a sister, the younger sister of my mother. But she is most often outside the country.
All right.
Because she is also a missionary. But for me, at the turning point, of course, my family is very religious. We grew up with my grandmother. We go to mass every Sunday.
Okay.
We pray the rosary every day.
Okay.
Led
Wow.
by my grandmother. And also my mother, I find her also very religious. No, she prays. I see her praying every day. Before when she wakes up, she prays immediately. So that's my background. But I grew up I studied in a non-sectarian Chinese school. And then when I transferred to Manila to do my secondary schooling, we went naman to a Protestant school.
Okay.
Not a Catholic one.
Interesting, ah.
And then after graduation, pinalad akong pumasa sa Lasal.
Okay. Animo. Animo, Lasal.
Yes. So from there, I find my faith growing. In Lasal, I joined a charismatic community called Servants of the Lord's Vineyard, Solve. We call it Solve. And unti-unti, really, my Catholic faith had grown. And from there, yung parang, diba, once a week lang, magsisimba because of forced by my grandmother or forced by my mother. Para nangyari sa Lasal, a-attend ako ng misa na Wednesday, di ba? And then normal na yung Sunday. Nagnunubina na ako ng mahal Mother of Perpetual Help. Maya-maya, after some time, I find myself already attending also the Friday Masses.
Oh.
Like the Sacred Heart Masses. Nadagdagan. So,
Sumisipag ka sa Catholic Church.
tapos of course, I attend the prayer meetings of the charismatic community every week. Tapos nung nagtatrabaho na nga ako, I took up computer science, major in computer technology, the parang computer engineering of Lasal. Graduated in 1994. Then after that, I joined nga the advertising agency because deep in my heart, maybe I'm an artist by heart. And I wanted really to do arts. But then I do not want also to set aside my computer background. So I had a courage, I don't know how, but I had a friend in PAC BBDO during that time. And I applied for computer graphics artist.
Wow.
And during that time, it's a word unknown to the advertising agency.
Exactly.
Because during 1994, 1995, computerization of ads are just starting.
Oo, nag-umpisa pa lang nun. In fact, hindi pa nila alam kung mag-flourish ba tong graphics na to o hindi, yung ganong klase, di ba?
Na mano-mano pa namin, yung parang minamatch-match pa namin during that time. Meron pa kaming points, nakaprint pa sa transparency yung points. Yung points, as itatapat mo pa kasi manual pa yung lahat ng ads. So, umabot ako sa ganon. I stayed there in PACB BDO for 3 years. Before I entered the convent in 1998. So, yun lang yung first job experience ko sa ad agency. And then, yun na nga, nag-umpisa ng aking buhay religyosa. Why the Franciscan? I belong now to the Franciscan Missionaries of Mary. It is an international congregation. We are almost 76 countries all over the world. And why Franciscan? From the opposite of, I entered LaSalle really with a reason. Because since childhood, my dream is to become rich.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Why not?
Very young age, in my mind, I wanted to be rich. So I said, okay, maybe computer science can make me rich. And because it's starting then.
Correct.
Our batch is the pioneer batches, the first few batches of computer science graduates of LaSalle. Kaya very lucrative pa yung wala pang kompetensya.
Exactly.
Parang kukunti pa lang kami.
Oo, tama.
Ganyan. So, but iba talaga yung plano ng Panginoon eh. Yung of all congregations, napunta pa ako sa Franciscan.
Kakaiba, no? Kung ano yung iniisip mo nung bata ka, taliwas dun sa nangyari. Parang ganun ba? Sa gusto ni Lord.
Parang turn around niya. Parang,
yeah.
sabi ko, ano bang nangyari, no? Kasi may mga congregations naman na hindi naman Franciscan that they are not like the poverty. Hindi yun yung tutok.
Vow of poverty,
yung
diba?
vow of poverty. Kaya lang as Franciscan, mas yun yung parang sentro ng aming mga vows.
I know kasi my mom also supported a Franciscan priest naman. Seminarian pa siya noon. Tapos, my mom, parang pinag-aral niya and all, yung ganong klase. And she supported this priest. His name actually is Father Antonio Lazaro. I can still remember, of course. I was just 12 years old then. So, yun nga, talagang vow of poverty sila ang Franciscans. Kahit sa mga madre. Diba?
So, yan nga. So, I am thankful naman for the calling. It's something that is unexpected.
Correct.
But I saw myself being drawn closer and closer to the Lord. Yun nga ang pautay-utay na pagtawag sa akin sa Eucharist.
Okay.
Pang Lasal days na 3 times a week na ako nagmimisa. Pagdating ko sa PAC na nagtatrabaho na ako for 3 years, every day na ako nagmimisa. Because in PAC, you have 3 masses there. 1 in Don Bosco, 1 in Greenville, and 1 in AIM. Parang kasalanan na ang hindi magsimba.
Ang lapit-lapit, di ba? Super kasi, walking distance.
Yeah, it's something, nandyan lang hindi mo pa gagawin. So, parang, yun talaga parang pinanghawakan ko. Even, very supportive din yung Kumagon family. Mr. Kumagon Sr., Antonio Sr., Kumagon Sr., when siyang chairman tapos mag-aabot sa akin niya ng trabaho. 12:00 ba naman? Kaya sasabihin ko, ako lang yung, kasi medyo matapang-tapang siya, yung malakas ang dating niya Yung matatakot talaga yung mga tao.
Kasi personality.
Oo, yung pero mabait siya, pero malakas ang dating talaga. So, maraming natatakot, pero ako, ewan ko ba kung anong spirit nga yung meron, na parang, I can dare ask him, Sir, is this urgent?
Baka yun ang nagustuhan niya.
Sabi niya, why? Magmimisa po kasi ako I will attend Mass. Is it okay? Is this urgent? If not, may I go to Mass? And, ay nako, of course, mahirap kalaban ng Diyos. I find also the Kumagon family supporting my vocation, supporting my desire to, or my thinking of wanting to become a sister. And I am thankful for them. They have been my friends since that time. Until now, I am close with the whole family of the Kumagons.
Tapos fast forward to 2019 tayo nag-start na mag-work for the di ba? Ay, 2018 ba yon?
Hindi pa, 2012 pa.
No.
You started with
Merry Christmas.
2018, I think.
18, di ba? 2018. Yeah. Biglang nandito kami. At kaibigan, yung mga circumstances, yung, fate, na parang magkikita tayo ulit sa same place where you worked for before, yung ganong klase na dating PAC, yung ganyang klase. So, nakakatuwa. Parang may ibig sabihin si Lord dito. Alam mo yung ganon.
Yeah.
Another, follow-up question lang. How and when did you know that you are being called by the Lord?
I'm already starting to discern in Lasal.
Okay.
Because mayroon ngang movement ng wanting to be closer to Him. Like parang bang nanunuyo yung Panginoon ng dahan-dahan.
Tama.
He is calling me, sabi niya siguro yung ugali ko kasi pag binigla mo ako, magpapapalag ako. Yung parang di niya ako ginulat.
Oh.
Parang dinahan-dahan nga niya ako yung pagtawag na dahan-dahan. And then, I remember, it's so funny, during that time, I don't know, I think Roy will also, I think you will also remember, our chaplain then is a Jesuit.
Oh, yeah.
It's Father Juan Bonafe.
Correct.
He is a Jesuit. And it's like, what is a Jesuit doing in Lasal?
Yes, exactly. Nagkakamali ka yata ng kulay.
Pero it's funny, di ba? Pero God has used also Father Juan Bonafe to nourish my vocation.
Okay, that's nice.
When I have questions, I go to him. I ask him, how is this? I'm verifying my experiences and the call. So yun yung umpisa talaga. That's why, alam mo, yung Lasal is special not because I graduated only in that school, in that school.
Malapit sa puso mo, kumbaga talaga.
Lasal is close because it is there that I have come to know God.
Correct.
In the deepest sense. Hindi siya mababaw na pagkilala.
Tama.
Yun yung pagpapalalim. Yun yung total na pagyakap ng alam kong mahal ako ng Diyos.
Tama.
Kaya special ang Lasal. Not only for the education that was given to me, but because of the faith. It is in Lasal that I met the charismatic community, that I have come to know my vocation. And ninorish din nung pag-alis ko at yung pagtatrabaho ko ng 3 years sa advertising agency.
Tama.
So, walang pinano, hindi siya inisip, hindi siya pinangarap.
Nakinig ka lang.
Yung
diba?
dahan-dahan na
nakinig ka sa Panginoon kung anong daan ng gusto niya sa'yo. Di ba parang ganun yun eh?
Kasi hindi naman ako very Catholic. Parang sabi ko nga sa inyo, I grew up elementary, non-sectarian, high school, Protestant. Anong alam ko sa catechism ng Catholic Church? Wala. Zero. And then, when I was going to Don Bosco, when I was working in PAC, and sabi ko, after Mass, lumalabas yung mga tao, and they are entering a small room. Ganun ako kaengot sa Catholic faith.
Parang ano yan?
Ano yun? Sabi ko, bakit after the Mass, pumapasok pa sila sa isang kwarto? Tapos, lo and behold, ako naman, tingnan mo yung curiosity. Feeling ko, that is the Spirit calling me eh.
Tama.
Kasi kung wala naman yun, bakit ako mo curious? May trabaho pa ako eh.
Tama.
So, I would rush back to work, di ba? Hindi eh. Parang, na-curious ako dun saan pa sila pumapasok?
Ano yung pinapuntahan nila?
Lo and behold, it's the Blessed Sacrament.
Correct. Adoration.
Tapos, yun na, di ba? Araw-araw na ako misa. Nadagdagan pa ulit. After a few years, nag-a-adoration na rin ako. Parang yun yung tinatawag kong pagsuyo ng Panginoon na hindi biglaan. Para kami...
Gawang kanya ng paunti-unti.
Yes. Yung, totoo yan. Naniniwala ako dyan. Hindi ako binigla kasi kilala niya ako.
Baka magulat ka raw, ha? Teka muna.
That's how God loves us and knows us intimately.
Very well. No?
Personally. Yeah.
Correct. All right, that's a very nice story of you, no? So, given all these stories that you have, these past experiences, fast forward to the time that you helped with the sisters, of course, of FMM, helped Kapatirang San Jose Homeowners Association in Brookside, Bagong Silangan. So, that's the reason why we actually invited you here, because we got inspired in all the things that you did for the community, you and the Sisters of FMM. So can you please tell us a brief story about this, behind this wonderful project?
Ito pong grupo ng mga taong ito ay nagmula sa 7th Street, New Manila.
Alright.
Scavenger sila, namamasura bilang trabaho nila, no? Tapos nasa squatter sila ng 7th Street. Yung mga sisters namin sa 3rd Street, that is where our provincialate is, nakita sila. Na-encounter sila. And then, the sisters saw their plight. And then, Sister Cora Pacheco, she's the first sister whom they encountered, saw their plight. And during that time, they are being demolished.
Okay.
So sabi ng mga sisters, how do we help these people? And they are like almost like 67 or 72 families there.
Dami na.
Oo, tapos nagbabasura sila, yun lang yung trabaho nila. So, in 1993, Sister Cora Pacheco and the rest of the FMM sisters in New Manila tried to find a place for them na malilipatan kasi hindi nga pwedeng forever and ever. Kawawa din sila para naman may dignity, no? So, nangyari yung transfer in Bagong Silangan noong 1997. Doon na natuloy yung transfer nila sa Bagong Silangan.
Okay.
Kaya lang yung time na yun na lumipat din sila sa Bagong Silangan, ano pa sila, yung no man's land. So parang yung barong-barong nila, inilipat lang nila, literally.
Correct.
Pero yung lupa kasi, may nahahanap na mga benefactors at saka yung FMM Rome, yung main central office namin, tried to help buy the land for them.
Oh, that's nice.
Yung parang paunahan na, kasi kung iintay namin makaipon sila at para makuha ang lupa, hindi sasapat.
Hindi sasapat.
Oo. Kasi nga, yun ganun ang sitwasyon nila. So, nakalipat sila ng April 1997, and from then on, nagsubok sila, pero parang lipat, barong-barong nga lang eh. Wala ring tubig, wala ring kuryente, pero at least safe sila. Wala na magpapaalis sa kanila. So, nag-continue yun, until si Sister Cora Pacheco, narinig niya sa radyo noong mga 2002, yung Gawad Kalinga, nagpapabahay. It was during that time na nagpapabahay ang Gawad Kalinga. So, kinontak kaagad ni Sister Cora yung Gawad Kalinga. And nung makita nila yung area, nag-decide yung pamunuan ng Gawad Kalinga na i-adopt sila din. So, doon nag-umpisa yung bayanihan, pagpapagawa ng mga bahay. Pero since pa ng 1993, yung FMM, nag-organizing na. Ibig sabihin, meron ng mga sessions, meron ng Bible sharing, yung human formation, spiritual formation. So, nandun na yon. So, nung lumipat kami, nandun pa rin ang mga madre, yung mga si Sister Susan na na-assign din doon, yung magkikwento sila na sila din kumakain ng pagpag. During that time, even the sisters kumakain din ng pagpag na pagkain. Walang-wala, nanghihingi sila ng kumot, ng lumang kumot ng madre, itatabing, kasi barong-barong talaga. And then until Gawad Kalinga came in 2002-2003, nag-build ng mga houses, maraming mga tumulong na different groups, Lions Club, may Rotaries Club, of course yung Couples for Christ, andun pa rin sila to guide. Marami, Bellstar Promotion. Ang dami-daming taong mga tumulong in connection also with the Gawad Kalinga hanggang maging isang maayos na community siya. So maraming, pag pumunta ka sa area, sa Bagong Silangan, para ka pumunta sa isang small subdivision.
Nakita ko nga yung mga pictures, talagang wow, amazing. Ang ganda, di ba?
May multipurpose hall kami.
Oo.
Merong basketball
court. Niyo pa nga yung mga private villages eh.
Meron basketball court. Meron kaming chapel.
Oo.
And for a time, nagbukas kami ng elementary school. For a time, 2004. Na alternative siya, learning system. Naka-base siya sa ALS.
Okay.
Hindi siya regular schooling. Pero yun nga, after some time, dahil nga ang nangyari, yung, di ba, kung ALS yung program mo, supposed to be homeschooling yan eh. Tapos, hindi same age.
Tama.
Kaya yung parang matanda na sila na magtukuha ng ALS. So karamihan ng mga bata, dahil tama yung edad nila, after graduating doon sa school namin, kukuha sila ng ALS, bumabagsak.
Okay.
Kasi yung mga questions siguro pang matanda.
Tama.
So hindi nila naintindihan yung mga practical questions. Ganun. So, we have to close the school.
Okay.
So, pero nakapagpapatapos naman ng mga at least parang 10 years din tumakbo yun or nakapagpag-graduate din ng mga ilang mga bata talaga na malaki din ang naitulong sa kanila. Kasi yung mindset ni Sister Cora, pag maayos ang primary schooling, makaka-fly na sila pagdating ng high school and college.
Tama.
At tama siya. It has been proven. Yung mga graduate sa amin, yung Stella Maris Alternative School, yung graduate doon, talagang they did well.
Correct.
In high school and even in college. Na-assign ako doon ng 2010 sa mga youth. Yun nga, yung unang pasok ko doon, umattend lang ako kasama nila ng retreat nila. I was invited by the sister in charge then to come, no? Kasi nga ako yung mag-i-in charge ng youth because it's not how I grew up. But as a missionary, yun yung challenge. Hindi ka naman pinapadala talaga sa kaparehas, di ba? Yung madali.
Tama.
Yung madali. So I tried looking into yun nga, laging tinuturo naman na sa amin sa formation na pag pumapasok sa isang community, we really try to immerse ourselves and see first and to observe what is happening, what is around you, what can you help them with. But because I am a sister, of course, I am bringing in how to bring them closer to God,
Correct.
bring them closer to Jesus. Of course, that's a primary purpose of being there, beyond anything else.
Yes.
So I was trying to gather the young people and then asking them, motivating them to go to Mass. That's where we started. So weekly, para ako nagse-session ng coaching, ganyan. Bakit mahalaga ang misa, et cetera. And every week, tatanungin ko sila, sino nagsimba? 1 or 2, tataas ng kamay.
Okay.
Around maybe 20 to 25 young people, 1 or 2 lang yung tataas ng kamay para nasabi na nagsimba sila.
Okay.
Tapos ilang linggo kasing ganun, parang almost months na I was trying to see where I can enter and bring them to the Lord. Ang hirap Every week, ganito to. Tapos, sabi ko, hindi pwedeng ganito. So, naalala ko yung tinuturo sa amin sa theology, no? At saka yung mga usual business, like Stephen Covey, di ba? That participation is important. You want their commitment, they must participate.
Tama.
Yan din yung theology, yan din yung narinig ko kay Stephen Covey, na nag-stick sa akin. Teka muna, paano bang participation to?
Something that they can participate on, di ba?
Yes, sabi ko, okay, ganito. Isip ako. Buti na lang, may mga teachers nga yung school, no? Yung school, elementary school, may mga teacher na graduate din ng school namin sa college dito sa Cubao. And I was with them. I was one of their professors then, and I was their guardian. So I know their capacities. So isang teacher na to, I knew that she is musically inclined.
Okay.
Sabi ko sa kanya, Melodia, can you train them to sing as choir? Now, when they are ready, we will volunteer in the parish to be one of the choir in the parish every Sunday.
Okay.
So, inumpisahan niya. Turo siya. Ayan. Sabi niya, sister, pwede na.
Pwede na.
Pwede na daw, sister. Yung mga bata, siyempre, sila, ready na ba kayo? Ganyan. Until sabi niya, sister, ready na po kami. So, we volunteered in the parish of San Isidro Labrador. That is the parish where we belonged there in Bagong Silangan. And since before the pandemic, they have been singing every Sunday.
Oh, that's nice.
In the parish. So sabi ko, kala nyo maiisahan nyo ako So, yung parang, yun sa loob-loob ko lang na in reality, it is not the choir that I am after initially. My initial purpose is for them to
To
enter
get closer. Yeah.
just simply to enter the church.
To enter the church.
Masanay lang silang pumasok sa simbahan.
Tama.
And then sabi ko, okay. Tapos deep within, may insight kasing pumasok sa akin. Yung sa kaka-journey with them, looking at them, discerning, nasan sila, papaano, ganito. Asking God, Lord, paano na to? Ang gagawin ko sa mga to? An insight came to me. Sabi ko, mga kabataan ito, bakit ayaw nilang magsimba? Ang lapit-lapit ng simbahan, mga 10 minutes walk o 15 minutes walk. That is nothing for young people. And yet, they cannot go. Now, when I entered, ito yung pagpasok doon sa kanilang kultura. As a missionary, yung pagpasok doon sa kultura ng inyong pinaglilingkuran, napakahalaga. So, nang ma-realize ko, sabi ko, they are ashamed to go inside the church with the same clothing.
Okay.
Mababaw, sa mata ng mga matatanda, sa mga
Pero sa kanila, it's a big deal. Di ba?
youth yan eh.
Tama.
Tapos magkakantsawan pa, maglalaitan pa yan eh. Yan na naman suot mo. And it can be very, very uncomfortable
For them, yeah.
for them. So, sabi ko, gawa ng paraan yan. Hindi pwedeng rason yan. Parang siyang insight lang, parang an inspiration. But came to me na maybe it's the problem. Because they cannot articulate it. It is something in the subconscious. They were not able to, ako yung naka-identify, ako yung parang naka-sense na mukhang ito ang problema nila. Hindi lang nila ma-articulate. So, paggawa ng uniform. Paggawa ng t-shirt na nung may logo ng aming group. So, pare-parehas na sila. Kung linggo-linggo silang naka-t-shirt na gano'n. Sasabihin, mayroon sila. Uniform namin to eh.
Correct. Good idea.
Eliminate all the problems. Parang ganyan, no? Pumapasok siya ng komsay ko.
Tama.
Yung analytical thinking ng...
If X is equal to Y, then Y is equal to Z, then else, diba? If then else.
And of course, syempre, the inspiration from the Lord, no? So, nag-umpisa kami doon. Nag-umpisa kami ng pagpasok na ganyan na nag-choir sila sa parish. Until sabi ko nga, how to create funds. When I arrived there, we have zero funding. Tinurn over sa akin, 100 pesos ba? O 50 pesos? Ano to? No? So, how do we proceed with a program with zero budget? So, sabi ko, hindi rin pwede to. If we want a formation program to be intact and to move, we need
funding, yes.
We need funding. So, lakas loob naman ako mag-caroling. Since nagko-choir na sila, meron ng parang grupo at meron ng venue, in-extend ko lang. So, magka-caroling kami. So, doon nag-umpisa ng 2011, yung caroling namin. Until pandemic nga ulit, we have been doing the yearly caroling, Christmas carols every year. So, nag-progress lang yan na going to FMM convents until mga succeeding years, nakarinig ako na better to go to the parishes.
Tama.
So, nagpunta na ako doon sa mayayaman ng mga
To
parokya.
the parishioners, yes.
Yung like Mega Mall. Wow. Yan yung mga namin, venue. Chapel ng Mega Mall. Then, Edra Shrine.
Diba?
Tapos, of course, it's a usual ritual to go to the FMM sisters, especially the elderly. The elderly sisters. So, talagang, TY na namin yan sa mga lola.
Tama.
Kasama ng namin. So, together, kasi nga siguro parang gusto ko maximize lahat yung resources. Sinasabay ko doon sa caroling, ang exposure to a certain group of people.
Correct.
Like,
Hitting two birds with one stone.
Yes, so that when they will see that there are more people, maybe poorer than they are.
Correct.
So, sinasabay yung empowering sila, binuboost ang self-esteem nila through performance, And at the same time, I'm teaching them also on the other side to widen their perspective that there are more poor people or more groups that are in need
Tama.
than they. So, habang nagkakaroling kami, iikot din kami dun sa mga ganon. Pupuntahan namin, like, ang nadaanan na namin, nagpunta kami sa Tala del Rosario,
Correct.
inside the hospital. And for me, it's a forming experience for them because also it's their first time to go out, no? Hindi naman
Correct.
sila naglalabas doon sa bagong silangan. Isa ring purpose ko yon kung bakit gusto ko rin talaga silang ilabas through caroling para ma-widen nga yung kanilang nakikita.
Perspective, di ba? Mag-iba.
Yes. So nakapasok kami ng Tala Reprosarium, nakita nila yung mga tao na putol ang kamay, no? Na pumapalakpak. Ano la, iyak talaga sila. So for me, it is, I just provide opportunities for them. And in the end, it is really God who also touches their hearts and touches the hearts of the people we go to.
Tama.
So two-prong na parang through them, nakikilala din ng ibang tao ang Diyos. At sila din, pagpunta nila ay nakikita nila din
Mas
ang ibang,
nakikilala rin nila.
ang ibang mukha din ng iba pang minamahal ng Diyos.
Tama.
So, isa pang napuntahan namin, nakapasok pa kami ng women correctional.
Okay.
Sa loob. As in,
Galing.
pumasok pa kami dyan. Every year, meron kaming ibang pinupuntahan na mga ganyang mga grupo. Nung last year before the pandemic, ang huli namin pinuntahan yung sa Tayuman, yung sa SBD project with the street people. Sikip-sikip doon, sila din tumutulong ng pagbibigay ng yung space na yon ng SBD, yun yung doon naliligo lang yung street people.
Yes, oo.
Tapos pinapakain nila, tapos may lecture, tapos lalabas na. Para lang siyang center na
Correct, correct.
Yun, nakakanta rin kami dyan, nakaserve din sila.
Oo.
Two-prong lagi yung aming paglabas. Lagi kong ini-emphasize yung of course, number one is to evangelize other people. Kasi when we do the caroling, we also have a script.
Correct.
Hindi kami lumalabas ng walang script, yung kanta-kanta lang.
Oo.
Laging may istorya. So doon sa istorya, yun, nasasabi namin yung gusto naming sabihin.
Tama.
Pangalawa, of course, development of their talents. Kasi merong purpose So napupush sila na to become better.
Correct.
Oo. Nung una namin sa Mega Mall, akong kinakabahan Kasi ang laki ng chapel.
Parang mga anak mo yung mga yan
Ang laki ng chapel. Kasi kaya ba namin talaga?
Kakayanin ba ito? Ganyan.
Oo, lagi akong gano'n. Lagi akong
The Lord
kinakabahan.
is always good.
Yes. Sabi ko, ang pinupuno hindi sila nandoon. Yun din ang testament. Hindi sila nandoon because they are professionals.
Tama.
Hindi naman yun ang nakikita ng tao pag kumakanta sila Yung dama ko sa tao na nanonood sa kanila. Ang nakikita ng tao ay isang grupo ng mga kabataan nagsisikap umangat sa kahirapan.
Exactly.
And that gives the motivation to help because they can see them, wow, they are trying their best to
Tama.
get out of poverty. So they help. And it has been so far been successful. Kasi yung purpose din ng fundraising, hindi lang doon sa activities namin initially. Kasi nga maliit lang yung una naming nare-receive We started receiving like 20,000. Now for one labas na yon, yung 2 days na labas, we got 20,000. Hanggang sa lumalaki siya every year. Kasi nag-tap nga kami ng mga parishes. And nakakatuwa talaga yung support ng parish priest at saka yung mga parishioners. Parang they are also looking forward to it already.
Correct.
Hanggang sa yun ngang purpose lang namin na parang sana ay para sa activities.
Nag-balloon into something else.
Something else. At kasi ang analysis ko kasi ng social analysis ko doon sa area, tambay. Paano ko susolusyonan yung tambay?
Tama.
Nakatambay.
Bigyan ng something to do, di ba?
Sabi ko, teka ano bang problema ulit? Yun na naman tulad ng t-shirt, yung pagpasok ng simbahan.
Oo.
Sabi ko, ano kaya, Nang hanggang sa ma-realize, ako na rin lang nakaka-realize kasi they don't articulate it
Oo.
Parang maybe through God's grace, he inspired me to have an answer to my question
Correct.
without them articulating it.
Exactly.
Parang, bakit kaya? Ano kaya ang problema? Now, I understand. Parang pinapasok ko kasi yung kalooban nila. Nung pagkapa ako
Putting yourself in their shoes, no?
Yeah, yung parang kinakapa ko.
Kung ako, ganito, ano pa yung problema ko dapat? Diba?
Kasi,
Parang ganun.
Ang dating kasi, sabi ko, kasi wala silang ina-aspire.
Oo.
Their families cannot send them to college. Hindi kakayanin. Yung high school nga, halos itawid lang, libre pa yun, ha? Yung projects yun, pahirapan pa.
Tama.
Kaya, sabi ko, kaya sila nagbabanjing-banjing? Kasi there's nothing to look forward. Pagkatapos ng high school, masabi lang na graduate. They're not after the learning.
Correct.
They're after the title of nakagraduate.
Walang other incentive, no?
Wala. Kasi, wala naman para saan yung pag-aaral.
Tama. Ganito na rin naman ako. Parang ganun lang, di ba?
Masaya na lang kami.
Oo.
Ano magpapakanda-hirap? Wala namang pag-aaral Paano? Hindi naman, after this, wala naman
Tama.
So, sabi ko, eto na. Eto na naman kami. Alam mo yun yung parang kahit walang pera. Sabi ko, di ba 20,000 lang?
Oo.
Yung first caroling. Siguro nagdagdagan ng 50,000 ng second caroling. But of course, ginagastos namin siya all throughout the year. Kasi may mga programs nga
Tama.
Sabi ko, hindi. Kailangan makapag-college ang mga batang ito.
Mm-hmm.
This is a solution to the tambay.
Yes.
When they have something to aspire for, gaganahan sila at hindi sila pabanjing-banjing. Tapos sasabayan ng motivation na, sa totoo, madaling maghanap ng pera kahit na.
Kahit na hindi. Hindi naman. Kumbaga, it's your pagka, yung iyong sipag, kumbaga.
Pero,
nagiging madali siya.
Pero sinasabi ko siya. Sasabihin ko, sa totoo lang, madaling magharap ng pera. Yan ang sinasabi ko, yun yung press release ko sa kanila.
Press release lang.
Press release ko yan. Sa totoo lang, madali namang humanap na magpapaaral Pero, kayo, hindi ko kayang gawan ng paraan. Mm-hmm. Yung grades nyo, hindi ko kayang gawan ng paraan. Kung gusto nyong mag-aral, ngayon pa lang, mag-aral na kayo ng mabuti. Kasi practical akong umatake sa kanila, not mataas. Sino ang magpapaaral sa inyo kung 75 ang average nyo?
Tama.
Logic. Gusto nyo mag-college? Ayusin nyo yung grades nyo ngayon pa lang.
Mag-aral din kayo. Kumbaga.
Ayusin nyo. Kasi sabi ko nga, yun yung context ko ng madali yung maghanap ng pera. Pero motivation ko lang sa kanila yun.
Madali lang yan kung. Ganun, di ba?
Nakikita ng mga taong deserving kayo.
Tama naman. May point ka naman dun.
So, all throughout these years, nung magpaaral kami, nag-umpisa kami sa 2-year course.
Oo.
Kasi hindi kaya ng pondo.
Tama.
Hanggang dun lang kami doon sa maraming kumuha ng hotel restaurant management for 2 years. Yung parang NC2 ng parang sa mga restaurants, mga ganyan. Criminology, may mga ganun mga parang 2-year course lang, ganyan. So nag-umpisa kami sa ganun, 2-year course. Until may mga nahahanap ng mga sponsors, siguro dahil PR, hindi naman PR, really, when you are asked what is your mission, then I'm not ashamed to share. This is who we are.
Answer, di ba?
Yeah, sabi ko nga, huwag kayo magkamali magtanong, mahabang usapan yan. Pero yung, talagang yung, in my heart, talagang ibinibigay, yun ang lumilitaw, in my desire to really get them out of the tambay mode and to have a better future.
Yung sincerity,
yung better future talaga for them. Yung, kahit na very strict din ako, parang tanda pa ako sa nanay nila ganun yung sitwasyon. Pero sabi ko, lagi kong sinasabi sa kanila, I have instilled discipline. I formed them to have commitments. Hindi pwedeng sausaw-suka tayo. Galit na galit ako doon sa dadating lang pag-caroling.
Tama.
Kasi lalabas na at maraming pagkain.
Oo.
Sabi ko sa kanila, aside from the caroling kasi or the choir weekly in that parish, meron din kaming Bible study every week. Yun yung dalawang hindi nawawala. Yung to attend mass and to sing as choir, and second, to do the Bible study.
Correct.
Kasi part na rin ng accompaniment yun sa kanila. Pag may problema, lalabas din sa sharing eh.
Tama.
So para maagapayan din
To get
sila.
to know them and to help them with their issues, di ba?
So venue rin yan for them to see that hindi lang ako nag-iisa sa struggles ko. That's the
Exactly.
beauty of group sharing.
Hindi nag-iisa. Yun ang maganda. Oo.
So, ganyan na. So, nag-develop kami from 2-year course. May nag-umpisa na magpa-aral din ng 2 years, yung Ateneo group. So, yung unang 4-year course namin ay 2 pharmacist.
O, di ba?
And they, board passers sila ngayon pareho.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Congrats.
Tapos, marami pang sumunod ng mga bata na kapable. Nakita ko kasi they are capable. So, we continue on with the 4-year course. May accounting, may mga teachers.
O, nakita ko nga nung sa Merry Christmas na show,
Yeah.
yung mga gumraduate, di ba? Nagsalita sila sa video and all.
Yeah.
Ang galing. Ganun lang pala nag-start. I mean, talagang humble beginnings. Yung, di ba?
So, we started there. So, tulong-tulong lang yearly ang ginagawa ko doon sa pera na kukuha for caroling. Yun lang ang source ko. Aside, apart from the particular or some friends and benefactors na parang pinaprovide yung directly yung child.
Correct.
Meron kang ini-sponsor. Nila yung
tama.
hanggang sa makatapos.
Correct.
So, kasama rin doon yung networking, no? Dealing with people, sharing with people, and then
Right.
really networking, yun talaga, yung, minsan sabi ko nga, huwag nyo talaga ang matanong-tanong, isa lang ang lalabas sa sa bibig ko to share what the programs that we have. Hanggang sa makaraos ng, hanggang ngayon, patuloy, aside, of course, yung highlight ng aming pagkakaroling ay nung makarating kami sa Kia Theater.
Correct. Kia Theater. December 2018. December 8. Immaculate Conception. December 8, 2018.
Yes. So yun talaga, grabe, without the help also of Lisa and Roy, of course, Cheryl and Joey, and Sir Jampao and Sir George. Grabe. Chance of a lifetime. Ganun din ako mag-build up sa mga bata. Magpa-plant ako ng seed ng dream sa kanila. Hanggang sa unti-unting sasabihin ko, ready ba tayo? Better get ready for it if you want it.
Correct.
Do something about your discipline. Pag magpa-practice tayo, ayusin nyo. Kasi hindi dadating yung chance na yon, di ba?
Tama.
Hindi dadating yung ready ka kung hindi ka magre-ready ngayon.
Oh, you have to be ready for anything pag ganon. Para ibigay nga sa'yo. Kung hindi ibibigay sa'yo pag di ka ready.
Yeah.
Diba?
Of course, malaking factor yung pagbibigay ni Mrs. Araneta, Julia Araneta, na free rental of Kia Theater.
Correct.
We are thankful for that also. Grabe yung chance na yan. And again, parang ang lagi ko lang nasa puso ay to create experiences for these young people so they will remember that God exists.
Yes.
That God loves them. Hindi sila nag-iisa sa journey ito. May tumulong sa kanila.
Exactly.
May pinadala ang Panginoon para tulungan sila. For the past 23 years, no, the FMM are journeying with them. I ended my term in that area last December 2020. After 11 years of being with them.
Wow. I'm sure they will miss you. I mean, they're missing you now, diba? As in 11 years. 11 good years, diba? With them.
So may mga ups and downs. Of course, I also learned from them. Yung patience ko talaga, piniga. Even yung to steal myself
Correct.
from bata to eh. We're talking about young people. And
Tama.
they are not stable, yet they are not mature enough.
Correct.
So I can also hear negative things, no?
Mm-mm.
I'm treated differently. They look at me differently, no? Because sometimes I come across like I'm no fun because I took the role of guardian.
Correct. Kailangan ng ganun eh.
I
Because
took the
they need
role,
guidance. At their age, at that time, that's what they needed. Yung someone who can guide them and discipline them as well, of course.
So lagi ang sabi ko sa kanila, para saan pa ang pagkakaroon ng madre dito? Kung anong gagawin lang naman natin ay puros kasiyahan. Sabi ko, you can do that by yourselves. Gusto nyo mag-karaoke? Bahala na kayo sa karaoke nyo. Di ba? You want to have party? Kayo na bahala sa party nyo. You don't need a sisters to do that.
Oo, tama.
At I am here for a purpose. I am here to guide you towards God. And I will not, compromise that.
Correct.
So even if magalit kayo sa akin, kahit boring yung Bible study, di ba? Kahit na ang dami ko nang sinabi talaga, maraming drama kami sa buhay,
Oo.
may mga point pa akong mga papalo-palo pa ako ng lamesa. Sobrang galit ko sa kanila because
Oo.
I want them to tell the truth. Pero all things have come to pass. And sabi ko, I cannot please everybody. And as a missionary, we are prone to even the community, no? That not everyone loves me. I cannot expect that.
Hindi lahat na-appreciate what you did, di ba?
Yeah, meron pa rin ganun. Pero sabi ko, I am not there to please other people.
Correct.
I am there because I was sent by God
Correct.
for a purpose. So I must stick to my purpose even if I am not popular.
Tama.
Even if they think of me as like that or negative pa. O sobrang strict naman ni sister. Sobrang nakakatakot si sister. So until now, may mga takot pa talagang mga youth, no? Kahit nag-graduate na sila, yung iba takot pa rin.
Oo.
Sabi ko, well, I am also adjusting how I deal with them. Pag-graduate naman nila, iba na naman ang dealings ko, professional naman.
Correct.
So mag-a-adjust talaga. Yun yung journey namin na pag-a-adjust, finding where they are, planting the seed of the Eucharist and the Word of God. Yun yung dala-dala ng FMM parati. Saan man kami pupunta. Karisan din namin yun yung Eucharist. To bring the Eucharist to them, to the people. And then, yun nga, thanks be to God, they are now, kasi umalis na nga rin ako, tinurn over ko na rin yung assessment ng scholarship program. We instituted the college scholarship program, no? Because of this, ang pangalan pa nga ng college scholarship namin ay We've Got Dreams.
Parang meron di kaming ganyan sa Soroptimist. Dream it, be it.
Yeah.
Ano naman ang title nun?
Yan. Parang, kasi di ba uso yung We've Got Talent.
Correct. We've got dream. Ang ganda.
We've got dreams. So,
Dreams.
hanggang sa in-instill sa kanila yan na push, sige. Gawin nyo yan. Mag-aral na mabuti.
Correct.
Yun ang sentro ng programa aside dun sa caroling and choir and Bible study is really to study well.
Mm-hmm.
And marami ng fruits ngayon. The youth leaders have graduated and now becoming co-leaders in the community.
Wow.
Sila din yung naaasahan, lalo na sa livelihood projects namin. They are there to support kasi may mga accountants nga eh.
Tama.
So, may mga
Sila na mismo
accountants.
gagawa ngayon, di ba?
Yeah, may medtech.
Correct. Perfect.
So, God,
Congratulations on that, actually.
aside from that, so lagi ko nga sinasabi sa kanila, for me, success is not just saving money.
Mm-mm.
Success is being a good person.
Exactly.
Being a good Christian. And when you become such, then I have done my part. I have done my part well. Sabi ko nga sa kanila, huwag nyo namang sanang gawing pagsisihan ko yung pagpapaaral. Yung pinursig ko na makaaral kayo. Marami akong ginulong mga tao. para lang makapag-aral kayo. Sana naman wag natin pagsisihan yun.
Huwag sayangin, no?
Huwag sayangin na malaman naman
opportunity.
po na nilalait nyo yung mga hindi nakapag-aral nyo magulang. Wag ganyan, wag ganyan. I only aspire that you become good persons, good Christians, a good citizen. Di ba? So, it has been a fruitful 11 years with them, with all the ups and downs.
Yeah.
And one thing also that I have learned from them, they can be very generous too. They are very generous. This was once instance, sabi ko nga yung unang caroling namin na 20,000 lang yung aming nalikom. Tapos, wala nga kaming pera, so 20,000 lang yun. During that time, may sendong.
Oo.
Yung sendong, di ba may convent kami rin sa Iligan?
Correct.
Sabi ko sa kanila, may sendong. Ilang percent, hindi ko sinasabi yung total amount na nalikom namin. Baka kasi masyado silang malakihan. Hindi ko in-announce. Sabi ko, ilang percentage ang ibibigay natin sa sendong? Sa victims ng sendong sa Iligan. Sabi nila, Sister, kalahati po. Gusto ko malaglag sa upuan ko, sa iyo ko ibigay yung kalahati.
Ikaw naman ang ayaw mo.
Kasi 20,000 lang.
Nagulat ka ba?
Diba? Well, sabi ko, kasama yun ng learning and teaching them.
Correct.
I have to honor their generosity.
Tama.
So I gave the half of it. And from that time on, God has been generous to us. God has been so generous to us na ilan na yun, 20 plus na ang nakapagtapos ng college.
Tama.
From zero budget, from zero funding.
Galing ni Lord, actually.
Talagang sobrang galing niya. Without
paano niya inaayos ang events and situations, no? Para maganap ang will niya rin, of course, for these children, for these youth, young ones, diba?
Yan. And yung kasama rin ng empowering namin sa kanila, I also turned over the financial management to them.
Tama.
Nung mga naipon namin yung funding, sabi ko, kung iwawaldas nila, yung tiwala na yon, 11 years of, yung from 12 years old sila,
tama, wag naman.
Hanggang sa graduate sila, sabi ko, kung iwawaldas nyo yan, itatapon nyo yung tiwala na ipinagkaloob ko sa inyo, then it's your loss if you throw it away.
Correct.
Parang I'm willing to gamble, kahit pa thousands yan, for them to grow in faith and in trust.
Yes.
That they can be trustworthy. Yun yung last gamble ko.
Correct.
Yun ang last, parang pabaon ko sa kanila na pagtuturo. Tingnan ko nga kung kayo mapapagkatiwalaan.
Tama.
Here it is.
Ultimately, dapat mapagkakatiwalaan kayo, di ba?
Pero nasa kanila yon.
Tama.
I leave it in the hands of God. I have done my part. Kinayod natin yan.
Tama.
Family, friends, benefactors have been tapped for this project.
Correct.
So kung yun ay itatapon nila, sabi ko, nasa kanila. Pero I'm willing to gamble the whole amount.
Tama.
For me to finally say at the end of so many years that they have not wasted the trust.
Tama. Oh, that's very nice. Actually, trust is very, very important. In any organization, in everything that we do, importante talagang trustworthy ka unang-una. Kasi tiwala yan, madaling masira yan eh. 'Di ba? Konting lang, bukod sa reputation and trust, worthiness, pwedeng, it can make or break you. Yun, parang ganun yung sa akin naman. Alright, napakagandang story. As in, I enjoyed listening to the wonderful story about these young people, no? And what you did for them. And boy, it was so amazing. That nagsimula sa walang funds to merong funds para makapagpaaral. Yung parang gano'n, di ba? So, right now, so we're in the pandemic, no? We're in this pandemic situation. Can you tell our viewers also your views on how to get inspired to still move and make a difference despite this situation that we are in now?
Sa totoo lang, di naman ako lumalabas o pumupunta sa area for almost since the pandemic, the lockdown. But nung tinamaan din kami ng yung Typhoon Ulysses, nabaha yung buong community of 300 families. Lubog-lubog hanggang second floor.
Wow.
As in, limas na naman ang kanilang mga gamit. Yung maliliit na naipundar nila, wala na naman ulit kasi biglaan yung pagtaas ulit ng, like Ondoy. Na Ondoy din po sila.
Correct na ko. Oo.
Tapos nga na Ulysses ulit. Sa nalubog. So during those times, I was just here in Cubao. I was not there in Bagong Silangan. But in the flick of the finger, the use of the cell phone,
Tama.
tapping again the networks, the good-heartedness of people, the generosity of people. At alam mo yung sinasabi ko nga sa inyo na paggabay ng Panginoon, yung kamay ng Diyos, yung God's generosity. Since nung yung sabi ko nga sa inyo, yung storya namin na makapagpaaral ng walang pondo.
Tama.
God has been so generous. Isang tawag sa isang tao, Sister, ilang sako ng bigas? And I am not thinking of one person. We are thinking of 300 families to feed.
Correct.
Sabi, paano, Lord, again? Trust again. Trust in God's providence. Ayan na naman tayo. Kapalang mooks ulit. Kumapal na ata talaga, nanaba talaga, literally eh. Kumapal talaga ang mukha ko sa work na ito. But it is not for me kasi, yung isa ring daladala ko ay, hindi naman ako nanghihingi para sa akin.
Tama.
Nanghihingi ako sa mas higit na nangangailangang sa grupo ng tao sa lipunan.
Mm-mm.
It is not even just capriccio. I'm asking for needs of people.
Tama.
And so when I am so parang awed with God's grace and generosity na when you go to one person, walang sabi-sabi. Sister, ilang sako?
Tama.
Maiiyak na lang talaga ako, sa totoo lang. Maiiyak talaga ako because God has been so generous. Minsan 100,000 worth of rice. Papadala isang bigayan.
Diba?
Mga taong di ko kakilala, network of friends. Paano naman nagkakilala sa assumption? Parang a network of friends would send help. Isang truck ng repolyo. Father Monoling, of course, ang tanging yaman, also gave packages for the people. Gawad Kalinga, even after so many years of not being in the area actively, no? Immediately, come to the help of the people. As in, isang linggo silang sinustentuhan ng lutong pagkain.
Mm-mm.
And I don't think we are there in the area. Itong mga taong ito'y kumilos ng may puso lang nagmamalasakit.
Exactly.
When we have a heart for the poor, nothing is impossible. Nothing is, we cannot also rest where we are because we're so secure. If I stay here, hindi ko sila iniisip, mas madali ang buhay ko. Bakit hindi? Diba? Nandito lang ako sa media room. Nandito lang ako where I love it best to do media work maybe. But God has gifted me with the people. God has gifted me with the poor people.
With the heart for the poor people.
And also, I was gifted with the people kasi binigay sila sa akin.
Oh, yeah.
And I was gifted also with the love for them. So, yun lang naman yung motivation talaga.
Tama. To
Pag
be inspired.
nagmamahal, walang imposible.
Correct.
Diba? Nakakaya lahat. So, walang imposible if we just really wanted to help. Napakadaming paraan. Napakadaming paraan. Pag ayaw din tumulong, marami ring dahilan.
Tama.
Kasi hindi naman ako, for example, even with the college scholarship, I never expected people to give me 1 million. I appreciate the 50. I appreciate the 100. I appreciate the 500. I appreciate the 1,000s. Thanks be to God for more.
Tama.
Pero yung ganun kaliliit, hindi ko kailanman ina-downplay. Kasi we started that way. Walang nasayang. Yung 10 lumakad, yung 20 nakapagpaaral, yung 50 nakapagpaaral. So, kung tayo nagbibigay at we are postponing it because it is not much. Isn't it yung 150, 100 is better than none?
Of course.
At yung 100, pag naipon, nagiging 1,000. And we can save lives.
Exactly. That's so beautiful. Oh my. Ang ganda-ganda nitong interview na to. Ang dami kong narinig na words of wisdom, no? Because of what you did for these young ones in Kapatirang San Jose Homeowners Association in Brookside, Bagong Silangan. And of course, on a side note, si Sister Mac ay yun nga, siya rin nag-spearhead nung Merry Christmas nung December 2018. So, yun nga yung sinasabi niya kanina na ultimately, yun yung naging culminating activity, parang ganon, ng youth ng Brookside. Kasi, eto yung dito sila kumanta ng sa malaking venue. So, 'di ba? Napaka-empowering for them also and uplifting, no? Thank you very much, Sister Mac, Sister Maricris tuloy. Masyadong formal. Sister Mac, thank you very much and more power with God's help, of course. Sana marami ka pang matulungan. Kung nasaan ka man, dadalhin ni Lord. Bless you all the time.
Thank you also, Lisa and Roy, for helping me out in all my projects. Salamat.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. All right. Bye.
Being inspired does not mean that one does not experience the downs and lows of life. To be inspired is to have the zest, to be able to bounce back and pull oneself together, to get up again, to try again. To be inspired is to be resilient, to keep an open mind, and to keep saying yes again and again to all possibilities. A most awesome inspiration is the spiritual kind that emanates from our God, that empowers us to do marvelous things in His name. His constant presence infuses strength, courage, wisdom, and compassion in our lives. That enables us to say, yes, we can, and yes, we do. And in the process, make a difference in our lives and those of our fellow men. On behalf of the officers and members of Soroptimist International of Caloocan City, maraming salamat sa pakikiisa sa amin ngayong araw na ito. In this journey towards being inspired and empowered. We are all in this together. Lahat ay magiging madali kung tayo'y sama-sama sa tinatahak nating lakbay ng buhay.
And that's it for today. We hope you have learned something from these inspired women's stories of their journey to empowerment. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you can join us again next month on April 24 for another day of inspiration and empowerment. Stay tuned. We'll keep you posted. Stay inspired, and God bless.